A new platform for the first time. I don't know how this is going to work. I have it streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Completely something new. Anything that is an error, please let me know. I would do my best to fix it. I really wanted to do something that I could post on two different places and at the same time record it for YouTube. So, trying this out. Welcome to Real Talk Tuesday with George. This is a Friday. I know it took me almost 24 hours or more to get approval from YouTube to be able to post onto that platform. So, wanted to post this today for you guys. Um, I don't know how everything's going to show up yet. This is my first time doing it. However, I did put into my description what this one is about. We're going to be covering, and again, if you don't know, welcome. This is George Ng with, I'm with a realtor team out in Minnesota. However, I do this real talk because I've been coaching with Tony Robbins for the last 3 years. I've been doing a lot of other real estate coaches before that, but also coach with Tony Robbins about life coaching. And what I've found in 10 years of helping my clientele, I found that a lot of people don't know where to go, don't know who to trust, don't know who to ask. And a lot of people have a lot of questions even before they try to do a real estate transaction. So, in honesty, I wanted to do this to give people a way to connect with somebody, to maybe bounce ideas or to tell their story or to have somebody listen, and have somebody help you figure out what it is that you could think about or focus on in order to get forward in your life, and not stress about where you are right now, but focus on where you're going. So, again, working on building a coaching system to help others and individuals, regardless of your age. However, in the meantime, I wanted to do something that was free that I can post every single week. So I call it Real Talk Tuesday. I've been doing this for a year now. I tried something different last year where people are signing up. I did Real Talk last year. So want to do that again this year, but I want to do it on a dual platform so that you guys can see it, whether you know me or not. Again, nothing I say is a guarantee. Nothing is permanent. Everything is your decision. Take whatever is useful and use it, and whatever doesn't apply, don't worry about it. Everything is opinion based on life experiences, what I've encountered working with people, what I've encountered in my personal life, what I've learned coaching with Tony Robbins' team. I wanted to just bring this to you guys to give you some real data, some real things to think about. There is no script. I have nothing I'm reading on. Um, I only took notes on the topic because I cannot see under the screen. So I want to make sure that I can see the topics that we're discussing so I can give you guys more things to think about. However, I call it real talk because this is a real conversation as if you had a coach or you're talking to a friend or you're talking to somebody. If anybody needs a script to answer your question or to talk about answers to questions you may have, I don't feel like it's genuine. Okay. That's why I created this to where we can have a real conversation. Just like if I'm coaching somebody, I want to be able to understand your question, understand what you're trying to achieve, and then figure out the best way to help you solve that. Okay. So, again, no cost tied to it, but I wanted to start doing this year, posting on two different sites. So I'm trying this. So hopefully you guys can see it. If you guys are on here, I appreciate it. Please comment whichever side it is. I don't know. It might be below. But please comment, let me know what you see and what you don't see. I want to do my best to improve this. However, let's cover the topics. Okay, so normally every Tuesday we'll cover a topic about life or nothing political, but life or anything that's happening right now, or maybe a conversation I've had or something I learned, something I can teach, and something that will help other people to benefit you or anybody else. Okay. So whether it helps you or you could share with somebody else and it'll benefit them, please do so. However, this week I chose to cover something I've covered briefly, but I want to cover again because it's still coming up in conversations I have with people in general. Okay. So my number one question is, for this week is, why do people never reach their goals or dreams in life? Right? Any answer could be correct. Okay, your answer will be different from my answer, and the answer you give somebody will be different from somebody else. However, the case, there is no right or wrong when it comes to answers or questions you're asking. It is up to the individual and what you need in order to progress to move forward. So, one of the things I saw last week surrounding this topic, why I wanted to cover this, was a piece that um, Steve Harvey did. I like watching his stuff. He's a funny guy, but he has some real serious conversations with people in his audience as well. And one of the things I wanted to bring to light that will hopefully help you guys is my opinion on why I think most people don't reach their dreams and goals. I really like what Steve Harvey said about this. One person asked him about a similar question, and his answer to them I thought was very impactful. His answer to them was, sometimes you can't reach your goal because your fear is bigger than your goal. So the way I interpret this is that make your to make your fear disappear, your goal has to be bigger than your fear. That's what he told this person, is that I don't have any fears because my goal is so big. I have no more fears, right? Because if I don't reach that, that is worse than any fear I'll ever have, right? And again, there's a saying that the greatest fear always wins. So whatever you fear the most, whether it's ghosts or um, murders or like losing my leg or whatever that is, right? Your greatest fear always wins. Okay, and that one fear, it'll trump all. So in achieving this, my number one answer to this is that focus first, foremost, focus on what you're trying to do, and then focus on where you're trying to go, and make it so big that your destination, you have to get there. There's nothing that'll stop you, because if you don't get there, you fail not just yourself, but you fail everyone, right? Your kids, your parents, your loved one, your family member, whoever it is, right? Don't make it tied to yourself, because you will fail yourself 1,000 times before you fail somebody else, right? So understand that if you make your fear larger than your dream, you will quit. If you make your dream larger than your fear, it will shrink your fear. And that's what Steve Harvey was talking about, is that my dream is so big, I have no fears. I will do anything. I will try anything to make it happen. So that's what I want to share with you guys, is I truly believe in that. Make your goal or your dream bigger than anything else, and nothing will stand in your way. Okay, that's number one. Number two, what is your why? Do you have a why, right? What is your purpose in this lifetime, or what is your purpose that you're trying to achieve? Is it to make more money? Which again, I want to help you guys understand that making money is never the goal. Okay. I know people want to get there. People want to make money, and they want to pay bills, and they want to live comfortable, and they want to travel. We all want to do that, right? But what purpose are you serving? What purpose are you serving that is so great, as in the great Jim Rohn, as his coaching lessons to Tony Robbins, right? He said that you can never chase money. Okay, the more you chase money, the farther it goes away, or the more you get, the more you'll lose. You cannot chase money. You have to chase a dream or a goal or a purpose, a skill set. You have to chase something that you are so great that money will come and find you, but you can never go and find money. If you have a skill set and you have a specific skill trait, people will come to you for the niche limitation of it, and they will pay you what you're worth in order to have your talent. I know when Tony Robbins started coaching, I believe his number was about 40,000 an hour, 1 hour. Okay, today it's about 250,000 per hour. So I don't know any job. Raise your hand if you know a job, okay, that pays 250,000 an hour. I don't know such a job, except for the great man of, you know, Tony Robbins himself, coaching people, changing their life, showing them their bigger why in life. So again, if you don't have a why, it's very simple. Okay, it's complicated to break everything down, but I'm gonna make it very simple for you guys. You don't have to pick a why and say, I would like to represent this, or I would like to do this, or I would like to change lives. No, pick something that pulls you towards it, that makes you feel good. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel great to do what you're doing. And eventually, when you're so good at that, it will start making you money. Okay. Don't do things, again, Tony calls it push and pull. Okay. If you keep doing things that you're pushing yourself all the time, I got to do work, I got to make phone calls, I got to door knock, I got to do all these things, but I hate doing all this, you ain't going to do nothing, right? Do something that pulls you, something you're excited about, something that changes people's life, but it changes your life, and you feel alive when you do this. That should be your why. Because if you could do that every day and you love what you do, and you, even if you don't make money, you'll do it, eventually you will become so good they will pay you to do what you love to do. Okay, that would be your why. Number three is, how do you get there faster? My honest opinion, what I've learned from the coaches in the past 10 years of my business and personal growth: hire a coach. Okay, I would say that again. Hire somebody that has done it before you at a high level. They've achieved what you're trying to achieve, and they have been where you're trying to go. They have made all the mistakes along the way. Don't hire somebody that got a shortcut. Hire somebody that took the test to get licensed in whatever it is they're trying to do. They've they've helped clients or patients. They've done all the work. They've learned some hard times. They've got fired before. They've lost clients or patients in whatever it is they're trying to do. They have learned some hard lessons, so they have great things to teach you. Okay, the greatest lessons you'll learn are in the greatest challenges that you'll face in life. So I would say, how do you get there faster? Don't wait 30 years to get there. Okay, that's too slow. Hire somebody who has 20 to 30-year experience that you can learn in like 1 year, and now you're 30 years ahead of the game. That came from the great Tony Robbins himself. Hire the best at what they do and learn from them. That little money you pay them is a tiny, tiny bit of what you're going to earn in your life, or the happiness you're going to find in fulfilling whatever it is in your life and your goal and your destiny that you're chasing after. So, again, I would say that these three things are the things I wanted to cover this week. I've talked about it before. However, I still see people struggle with the same problems, especially with all these job layoffs and companies transitioning or downsizing. People are not sure what they should do. They don't know how to make more money. They don't know what they should open. They don't know if they should keep doing what they do, or they don't know if they should do more of what they don't like to do, right? So I would say, follow these three things, and it doesn't mean that these are all correct. These are just opinions that you could take, you could study, you can learn from, and figure out what works for you, right? But I would say that if you could figure out what your fear is that's stopping you, you can crush it. If you could figure out what your why is or isn't, you can stay focused and find clarity in what your why truly is. And then how you get there faster, you hire a coach. Okay. Some of you guys may have known because we've posted this before. Some of you guys probably have not. Um, a lot of these coaches in my lifetime, I know there are people that paid a lot more than this. Okay. I'm only going based on my experience. A lot of the real estate coaches, when I started in real estate, was between 30 to 50,000 for 1 week of training. Okay. I don't know if that was good or bad. I didn't know the answer, right? We took a credit line. We paid for that. We learned some hard lessons, and we learned some valuable lessons, plus or minus, depending on how you use it. However the case, it got us to where we are today through hard grit and work and failure and determination. Those programs did not give us the path. It just created the light bulb so that you can push yourself to do more. However, none of those programs are cheap. Even the coaching piece with Tony Robbins is about 30 to 40,000 on the low side to coach with him for 2 years, and the high side is like 100,000 per year. So just understand that the greatest coaches out there are not cheap, because their knowledge is expensive. Because if people don't pay this money, they're not going to do the work, and they don't get any results. So I understand why they charge this. However the case, it's going to sound ridiculous when you're a new student and you've never coached with anybody before, and you're paying 50,000. Okay. So what I'm trying to create is not that kind of cost. It is more of a one-on-one mentorship coaching to get people to where they get uncomfortable being comfortable, doing something they've never done, believing in something that they never believed in, and to go out there and do something that will change their life truly to get them to the next level. These programs are geared towards people that are on a higher risk or wanting higher rewards, and they're willing to make that big jump. But a lot of people that go to these classes, they don't take these jumps. So you go to the Like for example, UPW, Unleash the Power Within. It costs you $1,000 or so per ticket, and you may come back home and you like it, but you do nothing about it, right? We went to that event twice, and then we came back, and then we jumped into the full immersion coaching, and then we went through all the places that he held. The last one was Fiji. Amazing training, amazing people, amazing experience around the world, meeting so many different people and so many backgrounds. But all of that was to help you grow. It does not give you a platform and a piece of paper to collect money. It gives you knowledge and wisdom way beyond your years that you pay for in order to grow as a person and to be able to help other people. So, again, I hope you guys took something away from today's Real Talk. I will be trying my best to put it on Tuesday if everything aligns. My goal is to do Real Talk Tuesday. So Monday, I usually do a cover on real estate updates, and Tuesday, I always do Real Talk Tuesday to give feedback to anybody out there, or anything that we go through every week, or any clients I work with that have struggles. I try to bring light to some of these cases to help all of you guys out there who may be in the same struggle. All right, because we're all very similar in life. We're all humans, so we have similar needs and similar wants and similar challenges. I know people don't feel that way, but we're very similar. All right. So again, I hope you guys took something away from that. I hope these videos have broadcasted correctly. I don't know until I go back and watch it. But please like and share with other individuals, and we'd love to get feedback on what you took away from today's session, talking about these three things. What has worked for you, what hasn't worked for you, and whatever I can do to help you, message me. I would do my best to help you. But my goal is to create a coaching system to be able to help individuals to better understand your own personal situation and how to move forward in life. How do you find your joy in life and your happiness before your time is up, right? And it doesn't matter on your age. A lot of young kids are dying much earlier today. Younger people are getting cancer today. All this cell phone usage and all the stuff that we eat, and everything else, right? So again, we don't know our time, but why not enjoy your time as much as you can while you're still alive and you remember it, than to wait for that time when you're gone, right? So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope all this is broadcasted correctly. And again, give me feedback wherever you see it. Okay, I don't know where it is yet. I haven't gone back to watch it, but I thank you guys. This is our first post using a dual channel, and I will hope to do more of these as I figure out exactly how to use it. But thank you guys for your time and watching. I will see you guys on next Tuesday on Real Talk Tuesday with Georgie. Thank you guys.